Good morning, I'm Dena Davidson. A little bit about me, I have the craziest list of food allergies. And this became a huge problem when I was about 17 years old. And I remember going to God and saying, God, heal me of these allergies. And I don't think I've prayed for anything harder than I've prayed to be healed of my food allergies. And I would go to God and I would reason with him. I would say, God, here are all the reasons why you should heal me of my food allergies. Because I had not grown up with food allergies, so to change my entire life was really throwing a wrench in my plans for my life. And my rationale to God was, hey, God, this is so much time and energy that I am putting towards this problem area in my life. If you can remove this problem area in my life, I would be glad to just devote all that time to your kingdom, to serving, to pursuing you. And it made all the sense in the world to me. But yet God did not heal me. I still have food allergies. Now you might be hearing that and you're immediately praying for me. Thank you. I will still appreciate being healed of my food allergies. But God showed me a passage that really started to change the way that I prayed about my food allergies, and I want to share it with you. Therefore, in order to keep me from being conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. I remember reading that passage, and honestly, it was so encouraging to me because you read all these passages about prayer that say, present your request to God, ask and you will receive. And you read all of these things, and it just seems so crystal clear. And here I was constantly bringing this request to God, and yet he wasn't answering yes. And so, that caused all sorts of questions. Do I not have enough faith? Am I, sinning in some great way? And when I read this passage, it was so comforting to me to find out that someone like Paul was constantly presenting this problem area to God, and God was saying no. He was saying no to that request. Paul asked and he did not receive. And why? According to God, what he said to Paul, because God's power is made perfect in weakness. So I want to encourage you this morning. There may be an area of your life, a problem area. Maybe it's physical, maybe it's spiritual, perhaps it's relational, but it could be that you are taking this request to God, maybe even faithfully on the daily, and you are saying, God, I need you to come through in this area. I need you to solve this problem for me. And you might, like me, struggle with the question, do I not have enough faith? Am I doing something wrong? I just want to encourage you. There are moments in Scripture that tell us that while God is constantly a person who is saying yes to us, there are times where he either says wait or he says no. And I think that can be really hard, but there's something also really comforting about the way that God responded to Paul. He essentially said, I have a purpose in this. So even though I'm not coming through, I'm not solving this problem for you right now in the way that you're asking, don't give up praying for it, but know in the midst of it, I have a purpose, I have a plan. So I encourage you this morning, have you been going to God with something faithfully and he hasn't yet come through for you in the way that you want him to? If you're in that boat, I just encourage you, don't stop going to God with that issue. Don't conclude that he doesn't care. Don't conclude that there's something wrong and deficient in you. Just conclude that while God has not said yes, he still has a purpose. He still is real. He's alive. He's at work in your life, and you can trust him to walk this path with you. Hugely encouraging for my life, and I hope that's encouraging for yours as well.